Hello everyone, welcome back to Wix Ideas. I'm Walter, and in today's video we're going to be checking out an interesting topic, which is redirecting site visitors to a different page after login. Now basically, once you log into your Wix website, you remain on the same page where you are. But what if you actually want to redirect your site visitors to a whole different page after login? Now let's take, for example, I'm going to scroll down to the footer and I'm going to click on the terms and conditions page. And I'm going to try to log into my website from this page. Now I'm going to use the Google sign up to add an account to my website. Now after registration, I still remain on my terms and conditions page. But what if I want to take them to a different page? Probably the pricing plan page, the account page, the shop page, or any other page that I want them to go to immediately after they log into my website. But that's what we're going to be checking out in this tutorial. And just before we jump right into the tutorial, if you haven't done so yet, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel as I bring you amazing tutorials on Wix and Wix Studio. Alright, so before we jump into the editor, we're going to take a look at a few APIs that we're going to be using for this tutorial. And the first one is the Wix members front end. So here we have the Wix members front end authentication, which is basically going to allow us to use a particular function, which is an event that checks after the user has just logged in. So usually you want to call the onLogin in the masterPage.js file in the code editor so that onLogin runs no matter which page a member uses to log in. Now that's exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to head over to the code. We're going to start to code. Now we're going to head over to the masterPage.js here. So make sure that you're on the code, on the page code right here, and then click on the masterPage.js. Now this is the file that runs on your entire website. So anywhere you log in from is going to run on the entire website. Now first of all, let's go ahead and import the authentication from the Wix members front end. And I'm just going to go ahead and place that at the top of my code panel. And again, I'm going to go ahead and copy this piece of code. And I'm going to add it just inside of my already function so it runs when the page is ready. Now most of this code here are not going to be needed, but basically what we are checking here is when the user logs in, we need to perform an action, and the action we're actually doing here is just checking the member ID and then checking the logged in member object. So we're going to go ahead and simply delete all of this, and we're going to use a different method to redirect the user to any page that we want to choose later on. Now let's head back to our reference. We're going to go ahead and look for the Wix location front end right here. And this is basically a function that allows us to redirect users to any page. So let's go to the to function. And here we're going to go ahead and simply copy the import library for our Wix location front end. I'm going to paste that just below my Wix member library. All right. So now we're going to also go ahead and copy just this piece of code right here, which is the Wix location front end .to. And as you can see, we have a very simple prefix here, which I'm going to show you how to get that for your website. So basically, we have added everything that we need for this tutorial, except the fact that we need to specify the exact page on our actual website. So we're saying when the user has logged in, then we want to navigate to the About Me page. Now, the issue is that I don't have an About Me page, so I'm going to choose an entirely different page for my example. I'm going to use a page that I actually have on my website. And if I head back to this home page, I have a shop page right here. All right, so here on my address tab, you can go ahead and copy your prefix. Now, how exactly do you know your prefix to your website? That's exactly what we need to check out on a Wix location preference. So the first thing we're checking out first is the base URL. And you can see that we have two different base URLs for free and the premium sites. So if you're on a premium site, then base URL is your domain name.com or .any other extension. But then if you're on a free plan, you have the user.wixsite or wixstudio.com/the site name. But then what we need to get is a prefix, which is what comes immediately after your base URL. So for premium plans, you can see that this comes immediately after our domain name.com. And for the free plan, that comes immediately after the site name, which is Mammals. Now for me, this is just what comes immediately after my own site name, which is redirect after login. I'm going to go ahead and copy this. And why exactly am I using the prefix? It's because I can change my domain name at any time, and so I don't need to always come back and copy the entire URL. But again, you can also copy the entire URL if you want, but it's always better to use the prefix or the slug of your website to add to this section. Now let's go ahead and just publish this site, and then we're going to give it a try and see if we remain on the same page after login. All right, so about to test this out, and I just went back to the home page just to log in from the home page and test if this works. All right, so I just chose an account and I just logged in, and as you can see, I've been brought back to the product page, and that's exactly the URL that I entered on my website. So I can just go ahead and log out from here. Not sure why this is showing blank here. It shows properly on other pages. And let's just go ahead and visit an entirely different page. For this time, let's head to the terms and conditions page. And I'm going to log in from the terms and conditions page. So choose sign up with Google, and then go ahead and log in with an account. And once you do that, it's going to bring me back to the product page. Now we've seen how this works firsthand. Let's go ahead and try another example. And this time we're going to be trying the refund policy, and I'm going to go ahead and copy this prefix right here. And I'm going to head back to my code and just replace it right here in my code, and then go ahead and publish. I can see how simple and short this code is, so anyone can totally try this out, you know, on your Wix or Wix Studio website. So let's just go ahead and refresh this page real quickly. And then we're going to try and log in from the home page this time around and see how that works. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and log out from here and then log back in and see how I also go to a new different page. All right, so sign up with Google and then go ahead and log in with an account. And once you do that, you can see that I've been brought to the refund policy. All right, so there we have it. This is how you redirect your site visitors to any page on your website after they log in. Now, you can also check out my other tutorial on refreshing your page after you have logged into your account. If you have a code that relies on logged in members and you just want to be able to run the code immediately after the login, you can check out that tutorial. Link is in the description below, and also you can see it at the top right corner of your screen. All right, so thank you very much, and I will see you in the next tutorial.